Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for giving me a voice. Today I will talk about biorefineries as a driver for sustainability, key aspect, actual development, and future prospects. Uh, the work is based on article and it is entitled by Professor Maria Teresa Moreiro for Santiago de Compostela in Spain, and the work was published in the recent number Journal of Cleaner Production. In first, is going to say about why is reason, and this is to say that consumption, big warm consumption, is a big trouble of the science, of the science, and the human, because this causing the necessity to change, and this is needed, that we need to change our uh, biofuel into uh, into fuel into biofuel waste, mostly from lignosus waste that are very serious and uneasily, because we need to know that in the beginning of the century of our civilization, firstly, man was using the as wood before using mining, which is much more difficult. Therefore, we have to exchange, and this is the trouble. And the amount of biorefineries is biggest in France and Netherlands, 821. In the Poland is only one biogas plant, a biorefinery plant, which are very difficult and not used and using mostly using chips, mayo, and sewage starch. So this is that big trouble, and uh, because of that, we have to change our models and to increase the file. It's not using other ways, because these are most few possible, where local partners can give some workplace exchanging traditional way, and mostly chemicals are produced. In case of Germany, mostly are biochemicals, while in case then of France, in case of different composite and liquid biofuel, is much slower, and uh, in case of biomethane biofuels are only two in Austria and Netherlands. Therefore, we see that this exchange, and this showing the trouble. Because of that, uh, they have to feel feeling that how they change the climate change and using and to sustain. The trouble is that most countries, only few countries of Europe are made, therefore it's not reach ourselves. I include ensuring food quality and availability. And this shows us again the trouble, because we need to use and reuse waste. A guarantee of technology use is in order to to become land and circular motion, and be aware of value chain. So we need to be checking this in all matters. Again, Roundtable on Sustainable Program states that to use more forestry and agricultural way residue with the agricultural waste as the more, because forestry is still very fake, and as Białowieża, Puszcza, for example, in our countries is in favor that ruins our usefulness way, and this still is big trouble to be afforded. And now the trouble is how to use this and how to be prepared. And we need to assess the star pro, which try to accelerate using biorefineries. And in case of product, we need to find how to use. In case of red cell, is horticultural, but usually on Italy, better biomass and Scottish British quality farm that doesn't work so carefully, so well, and Austria. So there are plenty of programs, but unfortunately, only few works well, and this is the biggest trouble. So this is the trouble which we use, and these how to make it more available, and this is the biggest trouble of made, and we have the other case is energy, which is sustainable with new sources, but only to energy, less to chemistry, while all biorefineries says that for available needs many sources. And for example, biogas of methane production for cow is more sustainable because cow use need to some breeding, and from milk can be in worse times, crisis time, to sustain and survive these plants or other niche. Uh, this is how to green circularity obtained, and this shows that the green circularity supply chain risk factors and the production of bio-based levelinic acid, for example, as the important important ionic the solution soluble for preservatives and other ways. Morales proposed sugar beet as bioethanol scenario, but still bioethanol is we need some more investigation and needs the more coming and exchanging more obligative to hire and build many things and to understand leaders that is necessary. Global refrigeration is integrated life cycle assessment. There are several studies as Delphi by Canadian business to try to estimate initially how it is returning back this. So this is the other problem. This is the most important problem in biofurnace, according to Professor Professor Moreira. So thank you very much for listening me.